Yo, what up, y'all? We back in the building. Y'all already know what it is, man. I'm just sitting here and I was looking at this one video, bruh. And to me, I want to get on the topic a little deeper, but I just want to see what they working with right now. So we going to watch the video together. Now that I look at it, it's 25 minutes. I think I'm going to hold off on that, yo. We're going to have to go look for something else. I'm tired of doing them 20 minutes. I want to do some short clips, man. We gonna switch it up. This is one of the questions I used to love. I used to love asking people, was the moon landing fake?
Just go to the moon. Yeah, there'll be a day when AI takes over.
I ain't get y'all in there. Hey yo, let's go. We out. See what my man talking about.
Just go to the moon. Yeah, there'll be a day when AI takes over and it'll make us their pets. Whatever God is not luck. Hi, I'm Neil deGrasse Tyson, your personal astrophysicist, and I'm here at Penguin, UK to answer some of your deepest, most pressing questions.
Right.
Does that work?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you really?
Just for the record, I'm gonna give y'all my sum up of this video. No, we haven't been to the moon. I don't think we left the atmosphere. And the best way I done summed this up of talking to people was Wakanda, the Black Panther, when they opened the force field. That's a prime example of us. If we break our atmosphere, there's no telling what'll come in. But that's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Hey. Right now, I feel like we're protected until motherfuckers want to keep getting curious, and then it might doom us all. That's where the viruses is coming from, out of space. But
They thought about what it would take to fake a moon landing. Because the rocket did launch. We all saw the...
as he talk, I'm going to do a lot of pausing. Sorry, y'all. What really got me into this is I researched it, and I was like, yo, I seen a lot of moon crashings. I seen a lot of rockets crashing. But then when we got to this one, it wasn't like no crash. So it was like, yo, how did y'all get the footage of it coming back? Let's just get into it, bro.
The rocket launch, okay? So there's hardware there. They're like office buildings of blueprints for the design of the Saturn V rocket. The hundreds of engineering hours that went behind this and the records of those designs. Mm-hmm. If you wanted to fake the moon landing, you would have to fake all of these documents.
Okay.
And it just seems to me, it's way easier to just go to the moon. Has anyone considered that? Just go to the moon. That's easier than faking all of this.
I think what he's trying to say is, if we really went, we was like, I'm just taking off my opinion, because I said if we really went, we would still be going. This ain't no one time. But then I was talking to some people when I used to be in the driving service. I used to ask a lot of people, and they used to be like, one guy said the scariest thing to me. He was like, yeah, we went to the moon, and what was ever up there told us not to come back. Yo, that's scary. Whatever was up there told us not to come back. That's just a theory, but I mean, still, that's how you fucking stand up at night. Like, what the fuck is really up there? Then you hear the stories about they saying it's hollow. Like, to me, I look at it like, you know how they got like a balancer? Hold on. Alright. I wouldn't call it a balancer, a leveler. You got something over here floating, you need something to even it out. So it's like, that's what I consider the moon. Whatever there's that gravity, it's just important to us, but the moon is balancing us out. But anyway, I still don't think we went, bro. I'm sorry, I just don't think we did.
So, no, but yeah, we went to the moon. So climate change will not make Earth uninhabitable. Climate change will make Earth a living hell. In fact, I live in New York City, where in our harbor we have the Statue of Liberty. And there she is holding the Declaration of Independence. And her left arm and her right arm is the torch. If you melt the water ice that's on land, the ocean level will rise to reach her left elbow. So that takes out all of New York City.
Facts.
And basically every other coastal city that we've spent thousands of years building since the dawn of civilization. So life will be very, very different. So the way I look at it is,
yo, it's crazy because I watch a lot of movies, and eventually life will be like, what is it, France? I think it's on water. Yeah, I think they got France built on water. That's just a beginning experience of what I think he's trying to talk about.
There are people who want to colonize other planets, give us an escape route. We trashed Earth.
There's people that want to colonize. I'm sorry if I stop a lot, but work with me, y'all. This is my shit. They want to colonize other planets. It's the same thing they did with the United States. They colonized it. And now that everybody's land is clean, all right, they got this. What they doing? They going somewhere else unclean to get more shit to claim it. Even though they don't know who it belongs to, they gonna go there and claim it. They ain't going to share. We can't. How we gonna go to like the Mars and shit and just start living on Mars? What if there's people already there? It's like, do we live the way they live, or we force them to live the way we live? Like, yo, that shit get deep, bro.
Let's move elsewhere and hope we don't trash that. Well, there aren't many places to move. You'll vaporize on Venus, so you're not going to Venus. Mars rotates once every 24 hours. That's kind of interesting. It's tipped on its axis, as Earth is, which means it has seasons. It has polar ice caps, the way we still do at this moment. And there's evidence of running water on its surface. So there's a chance we could terraform Mars. My favorite word of the past few decades. You turn something that's not like Earth into something that's like Earth. So then you just move there. So here's the catch. If you have the power of geoengineering to turn Mars into Earth, then you have the power of geoengineering to turn Earth back into Earth.
Oh, I get it. Right.
I don't know if God exists. Deeply religious people are certain he exists. He or it. There are ardent atheists who are sure God does not exist. My posture is, particularly in the monotheistic traditions, that God is typically described as being all-knowing, all-powerful, and all good. Yet I look back through history. In particular, there was I can choose many examples, but a famous example is the earthquake in Lisbon, Portugal. When was it? 1755, somewhere around there. 80,000 people died. By the way, that earthquake took place on All Saints' Day, in the morning, when most people, Lisbon, one of the holiest cities in Europe, most people were in church. Churches were the largest structures of the day. If you have an earthquake, what's the first building to collapse? It's the ones that are the largest, the most susceptible. So people died in churches. Then there's a tsunami that basically wiped Lisbon off the map. Either God is not all good, if we define good as being in the interest of your health and longevity, that's a pretty simple definition of something that's good for you, or God is not all powerful. But it's not clear whether God could be both of those at the same time for that event. So I take issue with what many people say God is. But there are other kinds of ways to think about God. There are enlightened religious people who would say God is the manifestation of the laws of physics in the universe. I don't have a problem with that. But is God the person who tells you who you should mate with, and on what day you should eat what kind of food, and is that your God? That's different from this other one that maybe just sort of put the universe into place. So I don't really concern myself much with it unless someone finds a way that any understanding of God can give me insight into making another discovery. And that hasn't happened yet. There are many people who will see things happen to them that are in their favor. They say, "Oh, someone's looking over me." So that's a fascinating phenomenon when that happens. And when you analyze those situations, what you find is that we as humans simply have a profound inability to understand statistics and probability. It's really that simple. And it's a quick experiment. Line up 1,000 people and give them a coin and have them flip the coin. And if whoever gets tails, tell them to sit down. So it's about half. So 500 people left. You repeat it. 250 people left. 125, 60, 30, 15, 8, 4, 2, 1. It's a thought experiment. So approximately half the people sat down every time they flipped the coin. Half of them get heads, half get tails. There's one person that's standing at the end. That person flipped heads 10 consecutive times. So who does the press go to? The press goes to that person and say, "How do you feel about this?" "Well, I felt that heads energy about halfway through, and I kind of knew I was going to win. I saw heads on the thing." And did they interview anybody else who might have felt exactly the same way but didn't flip heads 10 times in a row? Because they're on their way home now. They're not there for the interview. So we're thinking that this guy had some kind of clairvoyance about his fate, or that he prayed or whatever. And so, whereas every time you do this experiment, basically, somebody flips heads 10 times in a row. And so we don't know how to handle coincidences or things that are rare for you, even if they're common in total.
Yo, my man just said some crazy shit right there. It's literally a coincidence. Unless he cheated. And if he cheated, it wouldn't be a coincidence. So, like he's saying, not everybody gonna be that lucky, but the one person that is always that lucky. Everybody wonder, how did you do it? Oh, what did you do? They want to know, because now they want to try it next time. I don't know, man. I respect a lot of this shit he's saying, even what he said about God, but it was like, yo, bro, it's a God. We just don't know who he is. Everybody got questions. He's the unknown, but there's somebody out there that manifests this all for us, and there's a reason behind everything we do. And I always said life is about choices, but I'm going to let him keep talking.
So, yeah, no, whatever God is not luck. We can demonstrate that mathematically.
I missed that last part.
For you, even if they're common in total. So, yeah, no, whatever God is not luck. We can demonstrate that mathematically. Personally, I'm not all that worried about artificial intelligence and robots taking over the world. But almost everyone I know who's an expert.
Yo, it's crazy he said that, because I will get into that next, probably, that intelligence, the AI videos they making. I seen that where they want AI, but they actually scared. They tell you they scared of the AI becoming who it is, because once the AI is activated, he has the whole internet. He has everything about you. And yeah, he's going off your past and all your secrets and stuff like that. But again, the fucking AI can hack my phone and see my computer easily, simple, in a split second, and just turn it to a bomb, do anything. So they actually scared of this AI intelligence, because it's something that they won't be able to control anymore. And you've seen all the movies they make where it end up outsmarting them, convincing them to do shit. It's deep, bro. But my man, he deep, bro. He got some knowledge.
In it, they're worried. They're all worried. I'm reminded of Ray Bradbury, author of many great science fiction novels about Mars and other stories. He was once criticized. Someone asked him, Ray, why do you have all these apocalyptic, futuristic stories? Is this what you think we have in store for ourselves? And he says, I don't write these because I think that's what our future will be. I write these stories so that you know what future to avoid.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I said, ooh, that's deep.
I like that.
So the fact that we've had our share of films that show computer intelligence taking over, I think it spooked us.
Yeah.
And a little bit of spooking is a good thing. It means you'll move forward, you'll step lightly. But here's my reasoning for why I'm not as afraid as AI experts. Every manifestation of computer ability that has arisen.
I like to beat them before they say this. I look at it like playing a video game. I tell a lot of people I think I got my attention span from playing video games, learning to do it, wanting to do it. But even if you play the game on hard, it's possible. You just got to outsmart them. They don't have a mind. They're working off calculations, analytics. So once you do something unpredictable, I mean, boom. That's how we beat the computer. You got to be unpredictable.
Has been parsed into some task or set of tasks that we previously had undertaken, and now the computer does it.
Right.
So we used to build cars on an assembly line. Now robots build cars. Mm-hmm. And cars are better than they have ever been. People think of robots that'll run around and they'll have all this high intelligence. Well, go back 40 years ago, 50 years ago. People were imagining robots, humanoid robots, and then the robot would then drive your car. No, not today. The car is the robot. So the idea that you would have what they call general intelligence, some kind of entity that can learn anything and do it better than any of us, I just don't see that as the direction things are headed. We'll have tasks, we'll get some really good computer to figure out how to do it better than we can, and then it happens. So I'm not as worried. But if the concerns of AI experts are real and we need to heed them, yeah, there'll be a day when AI takes over and it'll make us their pets.
Yeah.
We should all behave, learn how to behave better, because the day AI takes over, they're going to pass judgment.
Whoo, the day they come, motherfucker, you can't even get mad, you can't even show the slight aggression. They reading all of that, like I was saying, they own it.
On whether humans should continue or not in this world. They're rendering all these other animals extinct, they're destroying the environment, they can't even be shepherds of their own fate.
I'm glad he used the word extinct because black people, bro, will eventually be extinct. That's why people can judge me all they want. I got all these baby moms. I planted my seeds. 5 baby moms, averaging already about 2 per kid. That's 10 grandkids right there. If my kids give me 2 kids apiece, that's 10 grandkids. You get what I'm saying? Y'all better do your part, man. We dying out here, man. Populate this earth. That's what we need. That's what we need to do. That's what we're here to do. But a lot of people want to get selfish and holler they want to get their life in order. And by the time they look down, they ain't going to have nobody that want to get their ass a baby. Male or female. But hey, that's between y'all. You feel me? We out here living. This was the topic I wanted to cover. I'm going to finish real quick.
So, yeah, they'll just exterminate us all. Have a nice day. Yeah, because the day AI takes over, they're going to pass judgment on whether humans should continue or not in this world. They're rendering all these other animals extinct, they're destroying the environment, they can't even be shepherds of their own fate. So, yeah, they'll just exterminate us all. Have a nice day.
saying he kind of dead serious, bro. Like that was the most realest guy I heard talk tonight. You know what I'm saying? That's why I like looking at videos like this to learn up because, like I said, a lot of this shit people. Man, don't believe the hype, bro. That's all I gotta say. Y'all believe what y'all want. Did we go to the moon? If we did, look at the pictures. They all look fake. Show me some actual footage, some actual credibility. But no, it's all weak, bro. So like I said, that's why I did this one. Y'all watched it up to this point. I appreciate it. We out.